Hello, welcome back to 999 with Justin and Newlam. You may recall from the last episode that we actually shot a very long episode that had to be cut in half, so let's rejoin.
Presumably something about here. Let's see if clicking a little bit more. No. Alright, so these only go to 7, these go to 8. Maybe that's something. How many did the ones in the enclosure go to? 1. What in the world? Okay, that's a 2. 3, 6. This doesn't even go that far. That only goes to 6. I don't know what this means. Oh! Somehow I missed some of these. Alright. Let's take them, I guess. I don't know. Switch them around. Okay. Open here, find bulb. Oh, okay. Well, that was only one, though. We're gonna have to find 2 more, aren't we? Alright, well, there's one. Alright, let's back out. So that's the shelf. Anything there? Property values. String theory. Formal field theory. More science stuff. General. Alright, so yep, this is a science shelf. Faraday's laws. Can't click on that one. Can't click on that one. Alright, assume. Alright, that was this section. Whoop, nope. Can I click on the upper? Alright, so yes, but nothing there. Was there anything interesting in these? Alright, no. Cold stuff. Rabbit on the moon. Alright, what about the lower? Whoop, nope. I meant this section. Alright, there's some symbols on some of these, but looks like maybe... Okay, no, we did already check this whole branch. Alright, what about above it? Line swap. Wait. Okay, right. Yeah, we did. Alright, so now we've checked both of those. I can't click over here. Let's turn around. Ah! Oh no, that's the one we already searched. Anything up there? Nope. Black hole hypothesis. So more science. History. Odd. Why did we only find one bulb so far if there's... No, yeah, that's still the same thing. Oh, well, now that I think about it, should hold hands when there aren't any handrails. I'll be fine. I can feel vibrations in the floor that tell me where I am. Oh. Okay, weird. Any rearranging of these yet? Nope. Alright, so presumably still something more to do with this. Alright, I guess maybe can we... Yeah, do it one by one, I guess. Oh, for crying out loud. Really? But I've not seen any other clues. Gotta be a way to get a key into that. I guess I didn't check the doors. I don't know where I haven't checked yet. So there's this side. Okay, so my bad. So there are 4 sides, so that's probably how I've somewhere managed to miss something. And up here. Alright, communication, computer science. Automated robot assembly line, so assembly line stuff. What's that one called? Foundations of DNA. This is a weird... over photochemistry. Ah, there we go. So there's a second light bulb. And even though that one was indeed marked by the fact that one of the books was turned this way, it looks like we haven't seen another one that she mentioned anything like that about. Alright, none there. What about the top shelf? Any of these? Alright, no. Next section. Any of these? Looks like we've already been through all of these. And the middle? Oh, nope, this one didn't have a middle. It just has these two sides. Yeah, here's the open here, find bulb. Wait a minute. Which one of these... what's going on here? Is this the same thing just from a different angle? That would explain a lot. Energy theory. Is that still what it says up here? Yeah, okay, so this side is the same. We've got to be... there's one more light bulb hidden somewhere, and there's the door again. Well, let's check. Alright, so there's the side with the colored books, side with the stairwell, side with this in the center, and then we're back to the side with the books. Still nothing about this, and it won't let me do anything with them either. None of these four do anything. Alright, just clicking on the stairs just takes us up. Folklore myth. This is still just this. Other languages. Something about the iron plate. Alright, that stairwell just also works as a stairwell. Let's go back to it then. Whoops. Alright, so then I can't click anywhere there. I am so confused! Where would I find a third light bulb? Imagine a wall 20 inches wide that runs along the top of a 10-story building. Could you walk along that wall, Junpei? No way! Well, what about a balance beam in a gymnasium? Oh, well, that's easy. You don't find that strange? A balance beam is far narrower than 20 inches. So why is it that a balance beam poses no challenge to you, but the hypothetical 10-story wall does? The fall! The light can easily turn people into cowards. From time to time, a life in darkness can give you courage. Interesting. Prognosis. Here's the... I don't know. I don't know. Ah, okay, so there's probably been a way to get through this whole time. Grand. Right. So it looks like we've got 1 through 9 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. Alright, well, instead of that, let's go check what options we have. Yeah, if this doesn't right, and the only one that I noted that had 6 was this set. Alright, so their order is probably intentional. But which direction is it going? Is it 6, 3, 2, 4, 1, 5 or 5, 1, 4, 2, 3, 6? Let's assume left to right, so 6, 3, 2, 4, 1, 5. Although if we're turning this way, then from top to bottom... Oh wait, no, but the block is left to right. Yeah, let's assume left to right. So 6, 3, 2, 4, 1, 5. 6, 3, 2, 4, 1, 5. 6, 3, 2, 4, whoops. 1, 5. That was it. Alright, at least the lock's open now. So, I presume it's the last light bulb? Yes, of course it is. Alright, let's put them in. So, what is it going to project? What in the world does Shield Rake 5 mean? Good job, buddy. Yeah, but what does that mean? No, that's Shelled Rake 5? That doesn't make any sense.
Sheldrake 5?
Oh! I'm like, I was reading that as 2 words. Dumb butt. Alright, so we need to go in.
Rest of this collection somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
4
it was
sets of
some...
books.
Let's go take a look.
Okay.
Alright, number 5 of
Sheldrake.
Sheldrake.
Have you heard of him? Yeah, Lotus told me about him.
Would he have been then the guy who... What did Lotus tell us about? Was he just the morphonic fields theory guy? Yes,
There's a British
apparently.
biochemist named Sheldrake. Morphogenetic
Yeah,
fields,
so he's
which
just the
relies
generic
on the theory
morphogenetic
of
fields guy. Makes
Really?
sense then.
Well, Clover also said something.
She did?
Yeah,
Alright, and she's
The
gonna remember
ability
that
to
too.
access a morphic. The first is epiphany.
Epiphany in danger.
That girl. I told her not to tell anyone.
well, look, man, I didn't push it because we're in a hurry, but I'm kind of sick of this. How about you just tell me, okay?
Tell you what?
Don't give me that. About the experiment.
Ugh. Very well, fine. I'll tell you everything. But not here.
Oh, for
Let's
crying
move
out
to the-
loud! Well, shouldn't we first grab the book? Which was down on the
I
north floor,
suppose
wasn't
I
it?
might as well start by telling you why I kept quiet. And why I made sure Clover did as well.
Alright.
To be honest, the explanation is quite simple. Zero told me not to. I had little choice. He didn't walk up and tell me, of course. He gave me a message engraved on a card.
That's a Braille card. It looks just like the one you showed us earlier. So you had 2 cards.
No, only one.
He just didn't tell us everything that was
What
on
do you
it.
mean? I thought that card just had some rules for the nonary game on it.
Yes, it did. And those were the rules I read you. However, they were not the only thing on the card. There was something I didn't read. Well, perhaps I should say there was something I couldn't read.
And that was...
Eh?
Tell no one of the events that took place 9 years ago. Tell, and I activate your sister's detonator.
Oh, okay.
It's a threat on our lives.
Oh. Well, what about Clover? Did she get a message from Zero too?
And you've just told us, so... No
I
detonation.
don't believe she did. But doesn't it strike you as strange that Zero would shut my mouth, but not hers?
Yeah.
To be on the safe side, however, I told her it was best not to tell anyone. Still, apparently she told you. That girl.
What's wrong with her telling me? I figured some stuff out with the things she told me. I mean, it looks like the whole activate her detonator thing was just a bluff. She's prancing around downstairs happy as a clam now that you're back.
That's very true. I've decided I can trust you. I've
Very
decided to
good.
tell you the truth. The chance that Santa is 0 is very high.
Thank you, we've already come to
I
that
feel I can
conclusion.
assume Santa doesn't have the time to observe us at the moment. And at any rate, even if he were, I very much doubt he would kill us.
Why?
Clover told me about the 4-leaf clover, about the words. If he knew about that, then he was in my group during the first experiment. I'm sure of it. He wouldn't kill us, no matter what the situation was.
But he would still threaten you to keep you quiet.
Hey,
Yes, I know. You want to know what happened during the experiment.
yeah.
Clearly.
How much do you know?
Clover told me about...
Blah, 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 blah. So tell us. Blah, 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 blah.
The
I don't remember how
morphogenetic
much we
field
know
of the
in this
experiments
particular
9 years
playthrough.
prior. How the experiments had taken place simultaneously at 2 locations,
Hmm.
one being the ship and the other being a building in Nevada. And the
Yep.
girl that died during the experiment. She told you all that, did she? At
Well,
any
is there
rate,
really that much
I
left?
now know how much you've learned. All that remains for us to determine,
Is who did this and why, right?
yes,
Can you tell me what happened?
yes. The people who organized the initial experiment were from a company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Which I believe is our first time hearing about this in this
There
playthrough.
were 4 of them running the show.
The 4 on the
Gentoro
card.
Hongo, Nagisa Nijisaki, Teruaki Kubota, Kagechika Musashido. Hongo was the CEO
Ah.
of Pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, not only is it kind of easier to tell that that's Ace, this is pretty clearly the dead guy in the captain's quarters. And this is clearly the 9th man, although at this point probably 6th man from the sound of things. And this must be the Snake lookalike.
Nijisaki was his right-hand man and did the lion's share of the planning. Kubota led the company's research and development division. Musashido was their majority stockholder. It was these 4 people who planned the initial experiment. Let me simplify it for you. Hongo designed it, and Nijisaki put it all together. Kubota developed the technology required, and Musashido provided the cash.
Huh, so it's Hongo.
Of course, more than 4 people were required to conduct an
Duh.
experiment of this scale. To that end, they organized a top-secret team to assist them with their research. All in all, they gathered 10 people or so.
That still feels like a really low number,
Those
honestly.
10 completed their team, and they were able to begin the project. They named it the Nonary Project. The purpose of the experiment was to research the prospect of controlling a human mind through sheer will. The vessel, I suppose you could say, for this control was the morphogenetic field.
Clearly, which
Why
is why
did
we've
the
gone
glycerin
over it so
suddenly
far.
begin to crystallize? Why did the crystal structure of EDT undergo a sudden change? Why did the rats improve their puzzle-solving skills with each generation?
Now there's an interesting one, because he's mentioning this, and this is not where we went to the engine room.
Experiments with humans produce the same results. The more people who
Oh, whoops. More people knew to the question, the more there could be who could answer without having seen the problem before. Although, again, Lotus even mentioned not on a scale that actually really was definitive.
Why is that? How could it happen? The answer is that the shape of the answer has been stored in a field invisible to the naked eye. And through that field, the resonant event transmits information related to that answer. That's essentially the idea behind morphogenetic fields.
But that's just a theory.
Can't bring yourself to believe it?
Yeah.
Let's say someone killed another person because the devil told them to do it. Whether the devil exists or not has no relevance to the murder. They believe the devil exists. Whether or not he does is immaterial.
So what matters here is that Hongo believed in the morphogenetic field.
That's right.
But I still don't get it. You said they wanted to figure out how to control people, right? That is what you were saying.
Yeah, which still seems to have little to do with being able to transmit epiphany across danger.
Yes.
So how are they going to do that with a morphogenetic field?
I'll keep it simple. Let's suppose 10,000 people have solved a certain problem. The chance of you knowing that answer, even if no one has told you, will go up. Let's have another example, shall we? Say 1 million people were to do a handstand right now. Tomorrow, the chances of you doing a handstand would be higher, even if you had heard nothing of this hypothetical mass handstand. Mankind's
Okay, sure.
are all part of a resonant event. All of the resonant events encoded in the fields are projected onto you. Of course, this assumes you believe in this theory.
Yeah.
Now, if there was a person who had the same effect as those millions of people, what would happen? If that one person were to do a handstand, other people would find themselves wanting to do handstands as well.
So they're trying to find someone with an incredibly strong link to the
Can you
morphogenetic
imagine
field,
what a person
presumably.
with powers like that would be able to do?
Come on, there's no way.
I'm not
Again,
done.
it doesn't matter. It's
Imagine
the fact that
another
Hongo
scenario.
believed in it.
Imagine another person. This is an ordinary person. Let's say he does a handstand. What if there was someone?
Whoops. Someone who could grab the resonant event he created by doing that and use it to make other people do handstands.
What would happen then?
Well, okay, how would you do that?
A person who has the power to write to the field, and someone who can read from the same. You could think of them as the writer and the reader, or the transmitter and the receiver. What would the world be like if there were people with abilities like these?
So the transmitter's resonant event can be transmitted through the field and sent to the receiver. And then the transmitter can control the receiver however they wish. That's what you're saying, right?
Or,
Yes.
again, at least in
Close
theory.
enough, at least.
Come on, that's just crazy.
Well, if you want to prove that, then you'll have to test it first. At least, that was how they thought. That was why they decided to do their experiment. That was how the Nonary project began. By the way, Junpei, have you ever heard of the Gansfeld experiment?
Yeah,
Yes.
It's an experiment in telepathy. You place a pair of subjects and then you show one a picture.
Interesting. I'm impressed.
So why did you bring
It was used to screen subjects for the Nonary project. The hospital in a remote town was
Interesting.
affiliated with Cradle Pharmaceutical. Hongo used it to conduct experiments on visiting children in secret. Some of them, he found, had potential. He began to gather children that showed promise. Children that seemed as though they might be able to access the field. Of course, none of them volunteered. They were kidnapped. There were
Which is
9
where
pairs of
7 comes
siblings
in.
taken for
Although,
18
again,
children
this is
to
not a line where we went and found out about 7.
For reasons that were not fully understood at the time, each pair had one transmitter and one receiver. They were split perfectly. As such, the 18 children were split into 2 groups of 9. The children who were put into Group Q were the ones who excelled at transmitting. They were
Presumably
transferred to the
again.
mock experiment building known as Building Q in the Nevada desert.
Mm-hmm.
The children who excelled at receiving were put in Group A. Group A was then placed on the former hospital ship Gigantic. From the experiments he had conducted so far, Hongo had learned the following. There are 2 things that can increase one's resonance with the fields. The first is epiphany. Have you ever been...
Epiphany. Yeah,
It
okay,
may
so he's
seem
just going
obvious
over them
to see
again.
the adding
Easily
danger
interpreted.
to that equation. That's
Yeah.
where Hongo came.
Alright,
They
so
set
yeah.
up a number of puzzles across the Gigantic. The participants had to solve each one before they could move to the next room. Of course, he hadn't forgotten to include danger. He had detonated a bomb on the hull of the Gigantic. The children in Group A were forced to play the Nonary game as the ship sunk. But
Whoop. By forcing the children into a life-or-death situation, Hongo hoped to increase the likelihood of their tapping into the fields.
the children from Group Q, on the other hand, were confined to the mock experiment building. Building Q duplicated the interior and puzzles of the Gigantic exactly. Every detail.
Which would have
was
to mean it's a very
exactly the
long building.
Hongo explained the situation to the children in Group Q. Solve the puzzles you find throughout the rooms. When you have the answers, transmit that information to the children in Group A. If you succeed, they will be able to solve the puzzles and escape.
But if they're puzzles, and unless you're implying that the hints for solving it were only located in Group Q, couldn't the people in the boat just literally do the puzzles? They wouldn't need to have the answers transmitted to
But if
them.
you fail, then the Gigantic will sink, and your brothers and sisters will drown. Those were his orders. Do you know why the astronauts of Apollo 13 were able to...
Why are we going off on tangents again?
It was because NASA had access to a replica of the Apollo 13 capsule.
Okay, so this is
All
how
of the
he's
equipment,
tying it in
the
anyhow.
Instruments, everything. All of it identical. Everything
Mhm.
was just like the real Apollo 13. NASA was able to replicate the situation the astronauts found themselves in. By putting themselves in the same situation, they attempted to solve the problems the astronauts were dealing with. Once they
Okay.
found solutions, they reported their findings to the men aboard the actual capsule. That was how they were able to return safely.
That still doesn't answer my question, but whatever, let's move on.
With the gigantic and building Q. The children from Group Q had to use the power of epiphany to solve the puzzles they found.
Only if the puzzles they found were impossible without it. Otherwise, whatever.
And transmit what they learned through the
Right, I was
children in
getting the
Group
groups
A,
mixed.
however, they had to
Well,
access
is he
the
going to...
fields to learn how they might advance to the next stage.
Not if any of them could just think through puzzles! They're not locks, they're puzzles. If they were locks with combos, yes, maybe then. But if they're puzzles, puzzle it out!
Huh.
Hey, Junpei, Snake! Get down here already!
Oh,
He's
good
right.
to see. Wasn't explaining
Let's
it to
hope,
everyone?
shall we?
Okay.
We don't have much time.
Hold it. There's one more thing I want to ask you.
Hmm?
Are you sure that there were 18 kids?
Why?
Well, I thought it was only 16.
When did he get told that number in this playthrough? I don't remember when he heard that.
That was what they said on the news, wasn't it?
Oh, that's where.
Yes. I have no doubt that 18 children were abducted and used in Hongo's experiment.
So presumably 2 of them simply
After
weren't
all,
reported?
You couldn't exactly play a nonary game with any less, could you?
Well, yeah. Are you saying that the news got it wrong?
Yes, I am.
Easily.
However, they had no relatives that I'm aware of. I imagine no one filed a police report when they went missing. They were brother and sister, like Clover and I. The brother's name was Aoi. The sister's name was... Her name was Akane. That was the girl who died.
Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago? Then, who is June?
Dun dun dun!
No. That's impossible. It can't be true. Akane isn't that uncommon of a name. If Snake had known her last name, that's a different matter, and so they share a name. It was someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Is something wrong, Junpei?
Oh, no, let's get back down there. I couldn't do it. Why didn't I ask? What's her last... I just couldn't get the words to come out.
And then it would also make further sense if Snake was constantly sticking around June. Because... Alright. Over here. There we are. Where is Sheldrake? 5. Yeah, so let's take the 5th volume. Oh, there was a button. So we didn't even need the book. We could have... if they had let me move the books at all. Wow, okay. Curious, that had to have been loud. Yeah, no kidding. Alright, to check it out we go. We'll round back this way. Here we are. Uh-oh, 2 doors. Do we have to pick which one we go through? Oh. Great, more combos it looks like. 4 Roman numerals on the wall. So that's 13, 14, 10, and 13. What an odd combination. What is our number keys? Well, let's see. If we translate it through hex, then 9A, with A being 10, so 10, 11. So B, C, D, dead. Why is that enter? That is the spacebar, my friends. Well, I mean, the bracelets, we're always looking for deads as well anyhow, and they're certainly more comforting than the reds anyhow. So are we going to open it, or? Yeah, okay. Turn the... Okay, so this side doesn't open. Why did you make 2 doors if you're going to force me to go through only one of them? Whatever. Alright, so what have we found? Oh great, did that lock behind us?
Did that just close on its own?
Don't tell me we can't go back.
I don't know.
Probably. Grand.
It looks like it locks automatically.
Is there any other way out?
Well, there's
On the
another
other side
door
of
over on the
garbage,
right.
looks like.
There's a card reader next to it. It's got a red light on it, though, so I'm...
But there is a card reader.
Yeah.
Then perhaps if we find a key...
Well, yeah, that...
Hey, are you saying we're gonna have to search through this?
Oh.
Probably.
Looks that way.
Interesting. Card readers, mannequin things. This is where all the tools were put together. Whoops. This is where all the tools were put together for the sake of building this game.
Real?
Well, we can sit down and wait to die if that...
Oh, shut up, Snake.
However. We haven't much time. Oh, and the Neptune key. We won't be able to get through the hall.
Oh, true.
All right, then.
Alright. Well. Goodness gracious. Looks like we're coming in at just about an hour. We'll probably go ahead and leave all of this segment as one episode. I'll try to cut some stuff down to hopefully get a little closer to at least 45 minutes, if not 30. So, thanks for watching. We will pick back up with this next puzzle and the final ending next time. Yo! Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and leave a comment so I know you want more videos like this. If you want to know when new uploads arrive, subscribe and hit the bell icon to have YouTube send you a notification. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.